It's Sunday, pension paper day. This will be our 41st, and 40 days of doing this, you guys should really catch up. Not a lot of people have caught up, but I'm going to be protecting...
40 days, isn't that how long they spent on the ark?
In the wilderness, too. Yeah, Jesus. But we're not allowed to talk about religion. It's
right.
Sunday. And it's today's paper, and I'll be gone. I'll be, protecting your clean air the next few days, as I will be making sure that, a major industrial activity does not pollute in exceedance of its required permit. Well, too bad we can't make China do that, but that's another story. Pensions fight has a making of a war. Yes, definitely going to be a war. I think we've talked about this some.
But it's the wrong war.
Why?
It's the war against the taxpayers, if you ask me.
Well, public officials and their people that work for them made promises there's no way we're going to be able to keep.
Well, they seem to think that they deserve a guaranteed silver spoon in their mouth from the day they retire to the day they die.
Well, GM got it. Or at least that was the premise.
And we see what happened to GM.
Screwed.
Yeah.
Totally screwed. So if you think that just because GM was promised and got taken away, that the public sector can afford these pension programs, it's impossible.
It ain't going to happen, people.
It's impossible. Which basically the Dayton Daily News, well, it's not longer the Dayton Daily News doing this project. We can't get enough horsepower. We have to go in the Cleveland Plain Dealers, Cincinnati Enquirer, and the Columbus Dispatch.
All together to write.
Akron Beacon Journal, the Toledo Plate, to enough horsepower for this to even write this. And of course, this is another public sector thing. We don't go after corporations, but we'll talk about the public sector till we're blue in the face.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. Lazy.
And the sad thing is in all of this, multi-page story, there's no mention at all of who stole the golden egg.
Well, they mentioned that the losses on Wall Street.
The losses on Wall Street get about this much. You don't see any Wall Street bankers worried about their retirement plan.
All class of investors suffered during the market decline of 2008, the largest downturn.
The investors suffered. The people running the casino didn't suffer.
Well, that's true, but these pension systems, which Ohio was in, was relying on those, even though they're not in a 401k, the pension systems were relying on
They were making
those
returns. Big bets on the stock market. And since the stock market got bailed out by the taxpayers, the public pension plans think they should be bailed out by the taxpayers. The pensions were making the same... But they're being paid by the taxpayers in the first place.
They're making the same bet.
They're transferring money from your tax dollars into private, what they call FIRE. Finance,
Insurance,
and real estate. And these guys have been cleaning out your wallets on a daily basis without any scrutiny.
But who's elected? Most of them are paid for by developers.
Well,
when you have developers running government, what are you going to get?
Even Gary Leitzel, who took next to nothing in terms of big donations, did get a $1,000 donation from a developer.
Who else had the money? Now, they aren't going to have the money, and they're desperate not to have it. But if you think you're in the public pension system now, and you think the public is going to be able to afford both the baby boomers' retirement and to provide services, good luck.
And not only that, here's where it gets really good. When you get the people that retire after 30 years of service and then start collecting their pension and then go back to work, the double dippers, it gets really ugly.
So you're a double dipper, and then you have a child or somebody that needs to learn a job that should really be brought into the system to bring up and do that job. But you're saying that even these people... we have the same thing about the military. In other words, these people can't do? What do you mean? You're the ones that led us into this mess by gross negligence and sheer greed, but somehow you deserve to double dip and not let the next generation at least
have a shot at it.
Yeah, that really is looking forward to making one heck of a lot less because the greedy baby boomers have stolen everything and they're the biggest voting bloc. So if you don't understand that it's in your vested interest to do what you're doing, look in the mirror, you're the thief. And the way
they try to sell this, and all those people who retire, their retirement money comes back into this local economy.
Yeah, we have they say, the union cited statistics of its retirement 370,000 retired government workers in Ohio received a total of $8.4 billion in pensions. Most of that going back into the state. Well, they don't have any records on that.
Which state?
Which state?
Florida.
Florida. North Carolina.
Yeah.
They don't stay here. It's a big. Now, how do you solve this? Anybody that moved out of state, cut their pension.
Whoa.
Well, you're gonna look. They're gonna have to come to.
Greg said that. You go after him.
You can go after me all you want. I don't care.
The reality.
The reality is when you throw a balloon up that has. Come on. We watched that balloon go up.
And there's also, they're making arguments saying that they deserve this golden goose egg pension because they take a pay cut compared to the private sector.
Government employees trade lower wages for more generous retirement plan. But that's not necessarily the case according to the U.S. Department of Labor statistics. There is virtually no difference between private sector and public sector pay in Ohio. And I will totally agree with this. I mean, I think
people are saying now they'd rather work for the government because they guarantee that the paycheck's going to keep coming.
Well, what the government does is that the CEO doesn't make any more than 6 times probably what the lowest paid. But if you look at the private sector, the highest paid guy, yeah, sure. From a per capita basis, yes, it does look like the private sector pays a lot more. But in reality,
the rank and file,
you're totally screwed. One,
rank and file's the same.
You're stuck in a 401k. They don't have any more IGM. How's that going for you? And then you're stuck in a 401k, which basically the people on Wall Street rob, and the people in D.C. who are put in by the people on Wall Street
who rob.
Who rob. So when you look around at this particular article, get the real. They got the dilemma, but they aren't quite saying it.
Yeah.
They aren't saying that, hey,
we need to start, if there's going to be a revolution, it needs to be in the way we allow the casino to operate on Wall Street. It's not the casino we need to worry about on Main Street. That one's highly regulated. Profits are controlled there. Not the same on Wall Street.
Well, your public pension is going to go the way of the GM pension. It's over. You just don't recognize it yet. There's just no way for
go out and buy the paper today because God knows they need the money, and we'll never be able to find out this information because Greg and I can't spend the months to come up with this stuff on our own.
Well, yeah, but it really doesn't take months. You don't need to look at this stuff.
No, you just have to understand how it all works.
Which you knew it was coming.
And we're trying to help you understand how it all works, and we'll see, or maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, not me.
He's out of here.
I'm working.
For a change.
Living on nothing but food stamps. That's another